Hi, everybody. This is Jade. Somebody in my family passed away, and I really miss them. So, would you mind praying for all of us and their friends? Thank you. My nightmare chapter 4. The next day, I woke up. My alarm was going off, so I jumped out of bed and ran over to my dresser and pushed the button to stop it. All of a sudden, I felt cramps in my stomach. Ugh, I muttered to myself. Then it was gone. Weird, I thought, and got ready to go. Weird, I thought, and got ready to go. I just put everything out of my mind. Last night was far away, or at least I tried to keep it far away. Lately, my uncle had been working a different shift and had been getting off early, which means he's been pestering me a lot more. I grabbed my hairbrush and brushed through my hair. I threw on a sweatshirt and a pair of jeans, then grabbed my shoes and socks and put them on. I put my nightgown under my pillow and made my bed. I imagined myself as the captured princess again. At least I'd be rescued in my little story. In my head, I grabbed my backpack, looked out of the window, and saw more leaves on the ground than on the trees. I saw Vicky walking down the sidewalk to get me so we could walk to the bus stop together. I smiled and turned around. I ran downstairs and grabbed the door handle. Vicky! I exclaimed. Hey, Rach, she said with a big smile. My mother heard us talking and called us into the kitchen. I smiled and turned around. I ran downstairs and grabbed the door handle. Vicky! I exclaimed. Hey, Rach, she said with a big smile. My mother heard us talking and called us into the kitchen. We came in and sat down for a few minutes. Vicky, hon, did you have any breakfast this morning? Mom asked. Yeah, a protein bar, Vicky answered with a smile as she looked up at my mom. Well, that's not much. Would you like some waffles and bacon? Mom asked. Sure, Vicky answered with a smile. Mom plopped some bacon and waffles on our plates, and we put syrup on them and ate them up. About 10 minutes later, we went to go. Mom was cleaning up and said goodbye, kissed me, and waved to us as we went for the door. I grabbed my coat on the rack by the door, and we left. Mom closed the door, and we headed for the bus stop. Vicky was chattering about some guy and a friend's birthday party she went to on Saturday. We got to the bus stop and sat on a bench nearby. So what did you do this weekend? She asked with a smile as she brushed her hair away. So what did you do this weekend? She asked as she brushed her hair away from her eyes. Oh, same thing, I thought to myself. My uncle makes me sick, I thought. Rachel, you okay? Vicky asked. I popped back to reality. Oh, yeah, I said softly. Are you sure? Vicky asked. As the bus arrived, we walked up the steps, walked to our seats, and sat down. I sat by the window. Vicky sat beside me, and some girl with big purple glasses sat by Vicky. This is private, Vicky announced loudly to the girl. Oh, I'm so sorry, she said with deep red cheeks and moved. It's okay, Vicky, I said, and looked out the window. So, how was that birthday party? I asked. Ah, it was great, Vicky said as she chimed on. She talked about meeting some new people, and a new boy was there. I halfway listened as I looked out the window. My thoughts of suicide grew stronger and stronger. Vicky was having a great life like a tween should be having, and here I was I couldn't think or say the word. The bus pulled up, and we all got out. We went to our lockers, which were pretty close. We got our stuff, and then we went to homeroom. See you at lunch, Rach, Vicky called as she ran the other way to her homeroom. I mindlessly went through the whole morning, unable to concentrate. Vicky and I went to lunch and sat at our usual table. I could hardly keep my mind on anything for very long. Rachel, are you okay? Vicky asked. I'm really worried about you. I started crying. Vicky put her arms around me, and we got up and walked to the restroom, just outside of the cafeteria doors. Once we got inside, Vicky asked me what was going on. I started to tell her, but then I said, I'm just under a lot of pressure for my one test, and my mom's been real busy and stuff. She went to say something when a teacher walked in. Girls, what are you doing just loitering in here? She asked. We said we would go. Pretty soon lunch was over, and I got a message from the office of the school that my uncle was going to pick me up. I had knots in my stomach. Vicky and I had our last class together, which was math. I wrote a quick note and passed it to her. She was sitting next to me. I wrote that my uncle was coming to pick me up. Vicky turned to me and said okay quietly, while the teacher was turned away. Well, that's all of chapter 4.